On the surface, I was screaming, "I'll never divorce you. The two of you can forget about rekindling your old flame in this lifetime." But inwardly I was thinking, your first love, Alex, is practically being tortured to death by me. So why haven't you signed the divorce papers already? I'm waiting to finish my part, collect that $1 billion breakup fee, and buy a yacht. But unexpectedly, the actress didn't follow the script. After she revealed our relationship to the media, I was trending on Twitter that very night. On the set in Hollywood, I deliberately pushed Chloe's first love, Alex, into the water. This made her frantic with worry. She pulled him out and rushed him straight to the hospital. According to the book's plot, she should divorce me tonight. Then, she would coldly and heartlessly throw a $1 billion breakup fee in my face and tell me to get out of their sight forever. About to be written out of the script, I struggled to hold back my laughter. The moment I pushed open the door to Chloe's office in downtown LA, I crossed my arms, stuck my nose in the air, and put on an arrogant, self-destructive expression. "So, is Alex dead yet?" Chloe looked up at me, her eyes filled with impatience. A wave of glee washed over me. "Mwahaha, she's furious, isn't she? I'm being so despicable. Just hurry up and slap the divorce papers and that $1 billion black card on my face and tell me to get lost. He just caught a cold. He'll be fine after some medicine." Chloe's nonchalant reply really annoyed me. Is this the attitude of a powerful CEO who wants a divorce? I kicked over her most prized vase, shattering it, deliberately adding fuel to the fire. "That bum Alex thinks he can steal my wife? He must be dreaming. I will never divorce you. The two of you can forget about rekindling your old flame." But my inner thoughts were, I've humiliated your first love this much. Why aren't you cursing me out yet? Come on, now's the time to bury me with your filthy money. To my surprise, Chloe showed no sign of anger. Instead, she stared at me with an amused smile. "Don't worry, honey. I didn't prepare a black card, and I have no intention of divorcing you." Huh? I was instantly frozen in place. What does she mean, no divorce? Was I not villainous enough? This can't be right. I've been acting out my self-destructive role exactly as it's written in the book. Just as I was wondering what was wrong with the plot, a warm embrace pressed against my back. Chloe hugged me, cooing softly, "Today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I'll come home for dinner with you tonight, so you'd better get ready." Get ready my ass. I'm just a cannon fodder side character in this book. Alex is your official male lead. 3 years ago, a sneeze sent me into this trashy, over-the-top CEO novel, where I became the villainous ex-husband of the female lead, Chloe. My daily mission was to make life difficult for the male lead, creating obstacles on their path to reconciliation. To get written out of the story and collect my $1 billion breakup fee, I diligently and conscientiously followed the plot every single day. First, everything was going smoothly. He ran, she chased, and they were both trapped in this drama. But everything started to get weird 6 months ago, after Chloe was in a car accident. Chloe tore up all her photos with her first love, and became incredibly cold towards Alex, who had just returned to the country. I started to wonder if my portrayal of the villain was too fake, that if the male lead wasn't pitiful enough, he couldn't win back Chloe's heart. So, whenever a scene involved targeting Alex, I put in extra effort trying to make it as real as possible. As a result, Alex suffered miserably at my hands, but Chloe remained unmoved. I racked my brains but couldn't figure out what had gone wrong. "Honey, you've been hiding in the bathroom for an hour. If you don't come out, I'm coming in," Chloe's cheerful voice called. Huddled in the bathtub, my hair stood on end. "Weren't you supposed to stay faithful to Alex? What's with this candlelight dinner, the black lingerie, the nurse costume? What is she planning?" Even though Chloe's body is absolutely stunning and her face is totally my type, this was supposed to be a clean story, no smut allowed. I'm counting to 3. 1, 2. At the 2.97-second mark, I shakily opened the bathroom door. Chloe pinned me against the white wall, her hand resting naturally on my shoulder. I started cursing, a blue streak in my head. Chloe frowned slightly, pressing a finger to my lips. "Noisy. Don't ruin the mood." Just as I was about to push her away, Chloe's phone rang. She ignored it, trying to unbutton my shirt instead. My sharp eyes caught the caller ID, Alex. I immediately switched back into villain mode, pushed Chloe away and snarled, "Why is Alex calling you so late at night?" "Phew, thank you, male lead, for saving my life." On the other end of the line, Alex coughed lightly, his voice so weak it sounded like it could be blown away by the wind. "Chloe, I'm so lonely here in the hospital. Can you come keep me company?" It's not convenient tonight. Chloe's cold attitude made even me frown. How had he made zero progress? Chloe, I know you hate me. You resent me for leaving you. But you're the only one I can rely on. Chloe looked up at me. I guiltily looked away, pretending I hadn't heard anything. After all, giving the main couple private time was my duty. To my surprise, Chloe just smiled and refused him outright. My husband will get jealous if I go out this late. If you're really that bored, I can call a few nurses to keep you company. Jealous my ass. I'm begging you two to get back together and leave me out of it. I don't get paid overtime for this extra drama. I was cursing her out in my head. Suddenly, Chloe stood on her tiptoes and bit my neck, hard. Couldn't help but hiss in pain. Unfortunately, Alex heard it. He asked cautiously, Chloe, are you with Ethan right now? Chloe released me, her eyes filled with a warning. She replied impatiently, isn't it perfectly normal for me to be with my husband? Mr. Alex, calling a married woman in the middle of the night is very impolite, you know? Chloe, have you really forgotten me? Forgotten our past? You said you would only ever love me. Alex's voice was hoarse, and even I was moved. But Chloe just threw out a cold line. Let the past be the past, and hung up. I was dumbfounded. It felt like a stampede of 10,000 alpacas running through my mind. Are these two breaking up? This isn't how the story is supposed to go. You two are supposed to reconcile and then team up to kick me out. I cautiously asked Chloe, are you really not going to the hospital to see Alex? She snuggled against me, pouting. Of course not. You're my husband. Why would I go out to be with another man? From now on, I'll only dote on you and love you, okay? I forced a smile. Okay my ass. I don't have this many lines. If you want more scenes, you have to pay me more. Chloe pressed her body against me again. Her fiery gaze felt like it was going to melt me. I backed away in fear, but she advanced, step by step until I was cornered. Honey, shouldn't we continue? Continue? What? I swallowed hard, my eyes involuntarily drifting downwards. This woman is usually so cold. I, a handsome man with 8-pack abs, have been lying next to her for 3 years, and she never batted an eye. Why is she acting so crazy tonight? Chloe's face instantly darkened. She grabbed my wrist, forced my hand onto her waist, and complained, of course, I'm going to fulfill my duties as a wife, so someone doesn't go around slandering me for being cold. My heart skipped a beat. If I hadn't known this was a book, I would have seriously thought she could read minds. I chuckled nervously, changing the subject. Honey, didn't the doctor tell you to get more rest? Is your head still hurting? But my mind was racing. I get it. That car accident must have scrambled her brains. Maybe once she recovers, the plot will get back on track. I tried to reassure myself, but Chloe wasn't having any of it. She unbuttoned her own shirt in a few quick movements. The moment her skin touched mine, I cried out, no! Do you know what it means for a man to say no? I really can't, I said weakly, my face beat red. My back has been a little sore lately. I can't do any strenuous exercise. While she was stunned, I scrambled into the bathroom. That night, I lay in bed, fantasizing, and didn't sleep a wink. What a shame. Why did my back have to act up at this exact moment? Otherwise, I could have at least collected some interest from her. The next day, Chloe's heavy dark circles startled me. She glared at me furiously and warned, no more wild thoughts when you're sleeping. I was completely baffled. What? Did she not sleep well either? I arrived at the film set and saw Alex, who was already there. His frail appearance made even the director feel sorry for him. Mr. Alex is still sick. Let's just use a camera trick for the slapping scene. But the stubborn young man insisted on a real take. It's okay. We have to be serious about acting. I can't let my personal issues hold back the entire crew. The director gave him a thumbs up, praising him as a dedicated actor. A smug Alex leaned in and whispered a challenge to me. Mr. Ethan, please don't go easy on me later. That's not necessary. I was more anxious to get written out than he was. I flexed my wrist and caught sight of Chloe, who had come to supervise. I immediately perked up. I expertly put on a vicious expression and, the moment Alex finished his line, I swung my hand. He immediately fell to the ground. Whoa, he's really playing along. I didn't even hit him, and he just fell down on his own. If he's going to act like this, I'm getting excited. I immediately called for a cut, improvising a new line. Director, I think I knocked Alex out with that slap. Everyone rushed over to check on Alex. At the director's pleading look, Chloe also moved to help him up. But just then, Alex woke up. Trying to maintain his good guy persona, he quickly tried to clear my name. Don't blame Ethan. I just fell by accident. I immediately fanned the flames, jumping in to take the blame. No, I did it on purpose. This slap is to make you remember that Chloe is not someone you can covet. Alex bit his lower lip hard, his face full of grievance. He looked like a fragile young man that anyone would feel sorry for. But without me as the villainous foil, his acting is just so. I'll take the blame, I'll take the insults. Tell me, which villainous supporting character is more professional than me? I'm the next Oscar winner. Oh ho ho. Just as I was gloating internally, Chloe poured a bucket of cold water on both me and Alex. She exposed the charade with a deadpan expression. That slap scene was too fake. Ethan's hand didn't even touch your face. Since you're fine, let's reshoot this scene. I was stunned. Alex was stunned. Everyone on set was stunned. Only the director stepped up to echo Chloe's words. That's right, we saw it clearly on the monitor. That shot was a bit fake. Exposed, the two of us stood there, one so embarrassed he was digging his toes into the ground, the other so ashamed he couldn't lift his head. We res-hot the slapping scene. Alex took a solid slap from me, and his face immediately swelled up. He turned his head and glared at me fiercely. I muttered guiltily under my breath. You should blame Chloe. We were coordinating so well. Why did she have to expose us? Sorry, Mr. Ethan. Your voice was too low. I didn't hear you clearly. Ahem. I was saying that your importance in Chloe's heart is just so. She told me yesterday that she would only love me from now on, so I'd advise you to give up on her as soon as possible. I deliberately said this to provoke him. Sure enough, Alex immediately made his next move. For the rest of the shoot, he constantly tried to stick close to Chloe. He even bribed the director to add more romantic scenes between them, determined to make Chloe remember the sweetness of their first love. I, on the other hand, had some rare free time. I made all sorts of excuses to escape the set, leaving space for the main couple to be alone. Just as I was sipping a drink at a club in West Hollywood, my agent called me, her voice frantic. How did you get blasted on Twitter and end up trending again? The alcohol instantly wore off. I quickly opened Twitter. Whoa, it was true. The top trending topic was, jealous lapdog Ethan slaps actress's first love. A video of me hitting Alex and making arrogant remarks had been maliciously edited. Seeing the video's popularity soaring past 30 million views, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Good. I was worried Chloe would interfere and ruin Alex's attempt to use me. What? You were worried he wouldn't use you? My agent barely managed not to curse. Fine, I'm done with you. Just keep digging your own grave. You're about to ruin yourself completely. Buoyed by the alcohol, I chuckled. I'll take that as a good omen. Once I'm disgraced and successfully written out, I'll definitely give you a big bonus. My agent was speechless. Thanks a bunch. Looking back on these 3 years, I really went to great lengths to maintain my pathetic admirer persona. Wherever Chloe went to film, I'd join the same crew. Whatever show Chloe was on, I'd trail behind her like a little puppy. I did all that groundwork just for this moment of being universally hated. After all, the book said my final fate was to be hounded out of the industry, then take the $1 billion breakup fee and exit the stage angrily, to live a carefree life as a single, wealthy man. Although there was a small hiccup now and we hadn't divorced, being disgraced and forced to quit would at least speed up my exit. I opened the comments, reading through message after message cursing me out. It was as if gold coins were raining down on my face. Overjoyed, I put my arm around the girl next to me and made a grand promise. Stick with me, kid. Once I get my breakup fee, how about I give you 100 million? I partied half the night away. In the end, it was a waiter who called a car to take me home. I didn't expect Chloe to be waiting for me downstairs. She saw me stumble drunkenly out of the taxi. Suppressing her anger, she dragged me into a corner and demanded, "Don't tell me you went drinking to drown your sorrows because of the online hate." I clung tightly to my golden goose Chloe's leg and grumbled, "I am drowning my sorrows, but I'm sorrowful because you still haven't divorced me. The yacht, the luxury cars, I've got them all picked out. I'm just waiting for the divorce papers and that $1 billion to hit my account." Chloe grabbed my shoulders and said through gritted teeth, "What did you say? Say that again." I let out a drunken hiccup and my head slumped forward as I passed out. The next day, Chloe was nowhere to be found. I couldn't be bothered to care where she went. I excitedly jumped out of bed. I opened Twitter's trending list. The top headline was, "We resolutely boycott the lapdog. Ethan get out of the entertainment industry forever." Mixed in with the angry haters were some PR accounts my agent had hired. At a time like this, no one could stop me from self-destructing. I grabbed my keyboard and fired off 3 consecutive tweets. That's right, I slapped Alex on purpose. He dared to covet the woman I have my eye on, so he should pay the price. So what if Chloe doesn't like me? I enjoy possessing her. If Alex dares to pester Chloe again, I still won't let him off easy. Every single word danced on the public's moral bottom line. Even my agent gave up on me. You're a lost cause. Just let your career die. I sent her a message to comfort her. It's just getting kicked out of the industry, no big deal. I'll pay whatever the termination fee is, and I'll give you a big bonus. Consider it my apology for all your hard work. A long time later, my agent replied frantically, "Oh, Ethan, do you have any idea how lucky you are? Quick, look at superstar actress Chloe's Twitter. She just made your relationship official and posted your marriage certificate." What? I hurriedly clicked on her profile. 5 minutes ago, Chloe had posted our wedding photo with the caption, "My husband loves me so much. That's why he spoke so rashly. I hope my fans can be understanding. Also, Mr. Alex, please have some self-respect. I am, after all, a married woman." The internet instantly exploded. No one could believe that the deeply sentimental actress Chloe would marry a nobody actor like me, and she even publicly drew a line with Alex to defend me. In that case, Ethan isn't the third party, Alex is? Whoa, after all this time hating on him, it turns out the most conniving person was Alex. So when Ethan went on that Twitter rant, it wasn't because he's crazy, but because he was the legal husband making a public statement? Mind blown. I stared at the comments, where public opinion had taken a sharp turn, completely dumbfounded. This plot point wasn't in the book at all. I quickly called Chloe. She declined and sent a message back. In a meeting, I didn't dare to delay. I grabbed my briefcase and rushed to her office. She was at her desk and raised an eyebrow at me. "No need to be so moved. This is just my duty as a wife." I was panting, glaring at her and screaming internally. "Moved my ass. What I want is a divorce from you. A divorce. Why didn't you ask for my opinion before you announced our marriage?" My resentful tone made Chloe frown, but her voice was as gentle as ever. "What's wrong, honey? Isn't this what you've always wanted?" She left me speechless. It's true, that's what I said while I was playing her pathetic admirer. But that was all just an act for my character. Chloe put down her pen, walked over to me, and gently wiped the sweat from my nose. She lowered herself and pleaded with me. "Ever since we got married, you've been the only one putting in the effort. It's been 3 years. Even if I were a block of ice, you would have melted me. From now on, I'll keep a close eye on you and love you properly, okay?" I forced a smile that didn't reach my eyes. "Really, honey? I'm so happy." But inside, I was thinking, I'm so happy I could die. What the hell is going on with this stupid plot? Just kill me already. Just then, there was a commotion outside. The office door was suddenly pushed open. The first person to burst in was a furious Alex, followed closely by 2 building security guards. "We couldn't stop this gentleman, sir. He insisted on coming up." Seeing Chloe's icy gaze, Alex asked her, refusing to give up, "Chloe, why won't you see me?" Seeing the situation, I tactfully led the security guards away, and thoughtfully closed the door to give them some private space. Because I was genuinely worried, I quietly cracked the door open to eavesdrop. Chloe's attitude remained cold. "Mr. Alex, is there something you need?" I couldn't help but click my tongue. It seems Chloe's brain really was scrambled. She's not even giving the official male lead any face. Alex slammed his fist on the desk, his body radiating fury. "Chloe, why are you doing this to me? Don't you know that your clarification has completely ruined my career? The Chloe I used to know would never do anything to hurt me." "Mr. Alex?" Chloe cut him off coldly. "I've already taken our past relationship into consideration. Otherwise, just for the fact that you deliberately paid for bots to slander my husband, I would never have let you off so easily." "It wasn't me, Chloe. We've known each other for 8 years. Don't you trust me as a person?" Alex was still putting up a desperate fight. "I know. It must be Ethan trying to drive a wedge between us. Everyone knows he's always been targeting me. Chloe, you can't be fooled by him." Hiding outside, I nervously dug my fingers into the door frame. Logically, the powerful CEO would always believe the male lead. But why was it different with Chloe? I vaguely saw the black card that was supposed to be thrown in my face, being tossed in front of Alex instead. She said, "The money in here is enough for you to live out the rest of your life abroad. From now on, never appear in front of me and Ethan again." I was dumbfounded. Isn't that the line Chloe was supposed to say to me when we divorced? Why is she using it on Alex? And that $1 billion black card was supposed to be my payment. Why did she give it to Alex? "Chloe, you don't say any more." Let's just leave each other with a last shred of dignity. Then Alex was kicked out. I wasn't fast enough to escape and he caught me red-handed. His eyes, red with rage, stared daggers at me, blaming me for stealing his woman. And I was glaring right back at him, blaming him for stealing my money. Ethan, you win. In front of me, Alex snapped the black card in half. At that moment, my heart was bleeding. That $1 billion breakup fee was my motivation to keep going. But that money was given to Alex, and he had absolutely no appreciation for someone else's hard work. My hands trembled as I carefully picked up the broken black card from the floor, on the verge of tears. Can this thing even be used anymore? Before I could recover from the grief of losing $1 billion, Alex's fist came flying towards my handsome face. That finally ignited my own anger, and just like that, the two of us ended up brawling, all the way from the office down to the lobby. It only stopped when my left arm was dislocated and he had a broken rib, and we were both sent to the hospital. Seeing Chloe doting on me with concern, Alex's heart finally died. As he was slinking away from the hospital, I called out to him. With a grave expression, I proposed, "Wait, I think it's time we teamed up." Alex stopped in his tracks, confused. I sighed heavily, clenching the broken half of the black card, my resolve firm. All this time, I believed that if I followed the plot, I could make my exit. But I never expected the plot to deviate so far from its course. If I don't intervene manually to pull the main storyline back, it won't work. Anyway, Alex and I are basically on the same side. He wants the girl, I want the money. Our goals are clear and aligned. As long as we team up, I'm sure we can successfully reach the grand finale. That night, Chloe received a message that both I and Alex had been kidnapped. The message demanded she bring $1 billion in ransom to save us. That's right, this was the big show that Alex and I had orchestrated. I sat leisurely on a rock by the sea at Malibu, munching on an apple, and glanced at a nervous Alex beside me. So, did Chloe agree to pay the ransom? Yeah, she's already on her way here with the money. Alex still didn't fully trust me. He stared cautiously at my face. Is this really going to work? Whether it works or not, do you have any other plan to win Chloe's heart back? My retort left him speechless. I knew Alex didn't necessarily believe me, but I also knew he was at his wit's end with Chloe. He had no choice but to follow my plan as a last-ditch effort. I tossed the apple core away and patted his shoulder reassuringly. Don't worry, buddy. As long as we stick to the plan, Chloe will come back to you. He asked warily, why are you helping me? I'm not helping you. I'm helping myself. Soon enough, Chloe arrived at the designated location. Alex and I were tied up by the kidnapper, the vast, dark ocean swirling below the cliff at our feet. In the darkness, Chloe anxiously threw the card to the kidnapper. I brought the money. Can you let them go now? I shot the kidnapper a look. She pocketed the card and recited her lines. Ms. Chloe, the $1 billion ransom can only save one person. Choose your first love or this pathetic admirer. You have 2 minutes to decide. Otherwise, I'm pushing them both off. Are you playing with me? The kidnapper was intimidated by Chloe's chilling aura. It was only with my frantic prompting that she snapped back to reality. Heh, I'm just learning from the best. Very good, a perfect explanation. Next up was Alex's performance. Chloe, save Ethan. I know I'm not in your heart anymore. In that case, it's better if I just die. I have to say, his acting skills were on point. He confessed his love to Chloe dramatically. I only hope that after I die, you'll remember me forever. The kidnapper secretly nudged me, signaling it was my turn, but I hadn't prepared any lines at all. Seeing this, the kidnapper had no choice but to continue. So, Miss Chloe, have you decided who's going to die? I want them both alive. Chloe refused to back down, but her eyes were anxiously fixed on me. It seemed like if this dragged on, she was going to choose to let Alex die. To prevent that, I pretended to slip, and my body plunged straight off the cliff. Amidst the howling sea wind, I faintly heard Chloe's heart-wrenching scream. Ethan! Seawater rushed into my nose and ears. My body slowly sank. Then, I wriggled free from the ropes and, under the cover of night, swam 3 miles back to shore. I collapsed on the sand, looked up at the sky, and roared with laughter. Mwahaha! I'm finally written out of the story. Yachts, luxury cars, beautiful women. Here I come for my carefree retirement. After faking my death, I began living the kind of wealthy life every man dreams of. I took the money, immediately bought a yacht, and decided to sail around the Pacific. I also kept my promise and gave the girl $100 million. The girl was the kidnapper I had hired that night. She handed me a glass of champagne and asked worriedly, "You don't think Miss Chloe will find us, do you?" I took a sip of champagne and feigned sleep, reassuring her. Don't worry, we're out in the middle of the Pacific. Even if Chloe has all the power in the world, she'll never find us. I had barely started gloating when there was a loud bang. I was jolted right off my chair. I took off my sunglasses and looked around frantically. What's going on? Are we sinking? The girl cautiously reminded me, Ms. Chloe, she's caught up to us. I followed her finger. Chloe was standing on another yacht, staring daggers at me. Her gaze sent a chill down my spine. Holy crap, Chloe actually found me. This can't be real. I'm supposed to be dead. Did Alex rat me out? The yacht was forced to a stop. Chloe grabbed my arm and dragged me back. For the next 2 days, she didn't say a single word to me. The immense, suppressed fury scared me into a corner. But my mind was desperately searching for a way to save myself. Maybe I can just deny being Ethan and claim I'm a stranger who just happens to look exactly like him? Whatever, I'll just pretend I don't know her for now. I licked my dry lips and was just about to speak when Chloe beat me to it. Are you planning to deny being Ethan and pretend you don't know me? Crap, how did she know? Chloe stared at me and said with a cold smile, actually, after that car accident 6 months ago, I developed the ability to read your mind. And, stop cursing me out in your head right now. I didn't believe her. I tested it in my mind. Chloe is a big jerk. Her face darkened, and she slammed her palm on the table, growling. I told you, do not curse me out in your head. I'm a dead man, everyone. Can someone tell me why a perfectly ordinary CEO from a book would suddenly awaken mind-reading powers after a car accident? And she's been secretly listening to my inner thoughts for over half a year. So all those times I was cursing her out, she heard every single word. No wonder the plot went so far off track. The more I thought about it, the more terrifying it became. Chloe stared into my eyes, fearing she would hear my thoughts again. I quickly started reciting a children's poem in my head. Goose, 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 craning your neck to the sky you sing. When I finished, I started over. By the time I was on the 39th repetition, Chloe couldn't take it anymore. She walked up, pinned me against the white wall, and demanded angrily, why did you deceive me? Do you want to leave my side that badly? Goose, 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 craning your neck to the sky. Enough, Ethan. I blinked innocently. But according to the book's plot, I should have been written out a long time ago. Besides, Alex is your fated lover. How can a villainous supporting character like me fight the male lead for the girl? Chloe bit her red lip in frustration. I don't care if this is a book or the real world. The person I like is you, not Alex. But, no buts. Even if the sky falls, there will be someone taller to hold it up. What are you afraid of? But, Alex is here. He's standing right behind you. It's not really appropriate to be confessing to me like this. Chloe slowly let go of me and turned around. Alex stood at the door, dressed in a white suit. His face was pale. His first reaction was to throw me under the bus. Chloe, let me explain. I wasn't the one who planned the fake death. The mastermind was actually... I know the mastermind wasn't you. He forced a smile. So, you still blame me, right? I don't blame you. Chloe lowered her gaze. Alex, why don't you understand? It was over between us a long time ago. 6 months ago, after my car accident, I gained the ability to read Ethan's mind. That's also when I learned that I'm just a fictional character in a book. The sole purpose of my creation was to meet and fall in love with you. My entire life was planned out from the moment I was created. I didn't really care about any of that. The only one I ever cared about was you, Alex. I heard from Ethan that you went abroad to pursue other female characters. I didn't believe it at first, until I went abroad to find you myself. I saw you using the same methods, the same tricks, to win over one woman after another. You were so happy, so carefree. You had completely forgotten about me, hadn't you? Alex panicked. He quickly tried to explain. Chloe, it's not what you think. My feelings for them are different. I really love you. Chloe just smiled, biting her red lip hard. I admit, I used to like you a lot, but that was in the past. You should go, and never come back. Chloe, while the two of them were entangled, I was having a meltdown in my head. So that's how it was. I'm the one who indirectly caused the plot to deviate. If the main couple breaks up, will the world of the book collapse? Will I be completely erased? I rubbed the goosebumps on my arms in fear. I saw Alex throw out one last cold line. Fine, I'll go. Chloe, don't you dare regret this. And then turn and leave. I panicked and tried to slip away, but a quick-handed Chloe grabbed me. As a reflex, I started chanting in my head, Goose, goose, goose. She gently cupped my face and whispered a warning. Honey, You can forget about ever escaping from my side in this lifetime. Epilogue. Alex truly never appeared again. I was constantly worried that since I had failed my mission, I would be erased from this world. But I waited and waited, through our child being born, going to kindergarten, elementary, and middle school, and nothing unusual ever happened. Chloe retired from the entertainment industry, and, with me, fulfilled our dream of sailing around the Pacific. I sat on the bow of the boat, thinking to myself, the plot has completely gone off the rails. What if one day, my child and I are suddenly pulled out of this book? What would Chloe do here all by herself? Suddenly, a warm embrace pressed against my back. Chloe hugged me, whispering in my ear, "Don't worry, honey. If the world ever restarts, I will still find a way to come and find you. What if it's not me next time? Then I'll wait and wait and wait until it is you."